If your grade looks like a bad Instagram filter from 2012, you're not alone. Today, we're talking about 3 color grading mistakes I see beginners make all the time. And yes, I used to make all of these too. But more importantly, I'm gonna show you guys how to fix them so that your footage actually looks good and not like someone just spilled some Gatorade on it. So let's dive right in. The first one is the LUT fix everything approach. You get one LUT, you smack it on top of your footage, and you expect your footage to look beautiful and cinematic, but instead you get crash blacks, you get highlights that look like someone drew them with a Sharpie, and you just get color shifts that will push in the worst direction ever. The issue is simple. You're skipping something very basic. A LUT is just a lookup table. It assumes that your footage is already converted and is already properly managed. And instead, you're just smacking it on top of a log piece of footage, which makes everything worse. So here's what I do on almost every grade. Color space transform. I bring my S-Log3 footage into DaVinci Wide Gamut and Intermediate Gamma, and then I make sure to transform this into Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. This is the first CST and the last CST node in my node tree. This gives me a proper working space that mimics film post workflows. Exposure and white balance. Do this before you touch color. Use your curves, adjust any weird color shifts your camera created, and you want to get a very natural look until here. And then only then drop your LUT. Now it sits on top of a clean base and actually enhances the look rather than destroying it. Obviously, you need to be careful what LUT you're using. My LUTs, for example, are based off log footage. So when you do buy any of these LUTs, which are 40% off, you get both a log version and a look version. The log version you can apply to log footage, and the look version you can apply to Rec 709 converted clips. So if you follow this tutorial and you apply a CST at the start and one at the end, you want to adjust primaries and colors before you apply the LUT, make sure you apply a LUT that is exactly based off a Rec 709 look rather than a log LUT. This one hurts my eyes quite literally. This happened when you push saturation and contrast so far down that it ends up looking like a music video from 2008. Look, I get it. Log footage look super flat, and the first thing you want to do when you look at it is add contrast and saturation. But when you do that, you're not making the footage actually looks good. You're making it look very artificial and just unwatchable. So here's the fix. Start subtle. Add saturation in small steps using the color boost instead of global saturation if you want a more filmic push without nuking everything. Then use curves instead of contrast or lift gain sliders. Use the custom curves to build contrast more gradually and keep your shadow lifted and your highlights protected. Talking about protection, skin tones really needs to be protected, and you can use a qualifier or a parallel node to protect this because most of the time it's only the background that needs lift in saturation or a decrease in saturation rather than the actual face. And most importantly, keep an eye on your scopes and waveform because the last thing you want is to clip highlights or shadows and just lose that information that it's very, very important. Look, we're all humans, but if the skin doesn't look right in your image, nothing else really matters. Yes, you can go down now. I've seen so many grades where skin tones go completely Cheeto orange or post-apocalyptic gray, and this happens when beginners are grading for the look but not for the subject. So here's the fix. Track skin on the vector scope. You want skin tones to fall roughly along the skin tone line. If they're off to the side, it's probably because your balance is off. DaVinci gives you an incredible amount of tools, so use them wisely. Use a power window and qualifier just on the face or hands, then gently nudge the U or offset. Less is more here. Check underneath. One of my favorite tricks, turn off all other nodes except your skin correction. If it looks like an alien, start over. It should still look natural, even in isolation. Also, lighting plays a huge role here. If your skin is weird straight out of the camera, grading won't save it. So always light for skin first when shooting a subject rather than only looking at your shadows or highlights. Alright, these were 3 color grading mistakes that I see beginners make all the time. But once you're aware of them and know how to fix them, it's pretty easy to avoid them. With that said, I'm launching a course where I go through my whole workflow within DaVinci Resolve in the next 1 to 2 months. There's a link down in the description to sign up to a waitlist. It's free and you get a huge discount whenever the course launches. This is gonna be my full workflow within DaVinci Resolve, from sorting media to editing, cutting, transition, color grading, audio editing, everything. So it's gonna be about 4 to 5 hours of knowledge, and I hope you guys find it useful. So if you do want to find out more, click the link down in the description to sign up for the waitlist and hopefully get a huge discount. Thanks so much for sticking around until here, and I'll see you guys next week in the next video. See ya.